After my first lossless video, it went to make 300% in 48 hours. And in my second video, I told you it was ready for another breakout, and then it achieved 500% in a week. So now is the third update. Do you think the same is gonna happen? That's what we'll find out today. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is King, your host, and today's video is for pure educational purposes. If it's your first time in the channel and you happen to like my content, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Also share it if you think it's worth sharing. Now let's look at the chart. So if it's the first time you're watching a lossless related video, I'll give you a quick recap. The first time I made a video about lossless, it was around this point here. And I explained back then that usually the market moves in either one of two structures. It's usually a 3-wave structure or a 5-wave structure. And I explained back then that it was not clear what kind of structure lossless is forming because we had an initial wave and a correction only. So the third wave was not yet complete. So we did not know back then what kind of structure we had. But now that we are at this point and the third wave is already being formed, I can already confirm that lossless is forming a 5-wave structure because we don't have a divergence between the first impulse and the second impulse. Now what this means in the chart is that we have already completed 2 waves, we're in the middle of the third one, and we should expect a 4th and a 5th wave. So the first wave was this initial impulse, and then we had a correction, and now we're in the second impulse, and we should expect a correction, and then we should get one last impulse. So this is the structure that we should be expecting lossless to be making in the coming future. Now I personally don't believe that the third wave of this structure, which is the wave Y, is yet complete, and I believe we still have a little bit of upside to go before going into a deeper correction similar to the one we had over here at this point. And that's because the momentum is at lossless side. So most likely we should be expecting another breakout towards the upside soon. So let's move to a lower time frame so that we can analyze the current pattern that we have and see when should we be expecting the next impulse up before completing the third wave of the correction and going into a deeper one. Now this is the 4 hours chart for lossless. And this piece over here, this corrective piece, let's say, it seems to be forming a 3-wave corrective pattern that includes 2 impulses and 1 correction. So after reaching the all-time high at this point, which was around 2.82 cents, $2.82, we started this correction. And this correction had an initial impulse towards the downside, and then a corrective piece, and then we had the second impulse. Now I believe that this correction is complete because we have a divergence between the first impulse and the second impulse. In other words, it means that the momentum or the downside momentum is fading. So what we should be expecting next is a breakout to the upside from here. So let's put a clear structure on this corrective pattern and try to see what confirmation should we be looking at next in order to confirm that this breakout is complete. So this was the center of the correction, and the overall corrective piece includes these 3 waves. Now, the most important thing that we should be looking at next is a breakout of this downtrend. And this breakout will be only confirmed once the downtrend line has been broken. So if we zoom in a little bit further, we will see that this was the downtrend line of this structure because we had multiple rejections at this point. The first one was at all-time high, the second one was here at the end of the second piece, and now we're at the third rejection because the price has touched this point and pulled back again. Now does that mean we're going to go down further from here? I don't think that this is the case here. If you remember what I told you earlier, I said that the correction seems to be complete because we have divergence between this one and that one. So this candle that was rejected over here around this resistance area is not likely to be a pullback towards the downside, and it's most likely going to be a consolidation near the top before continuing up further. Now if we zoom into the 1 hour chart and look at it, we can see that it was not such a strong pullback. So if we see here at this point some kind of consolidation where the price goes up, retest this one again, and then goes down, so we will likely see at one point over here the price going for a retest and then breaking outside this structure. But even after that happens, we are not likely to be 100% confirmed that the uptrend has resumed. And the key point to look at is going to be this point over here, which is around $2. Because right when the price crosses this point, which was this last high, it's going to be forming a new higher high. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that the most basic concept for anyone looking at any financial market, the most basic concept to confirm a price reversal is seeing the price forming a higher highs than a higher low in an uptrend. And it's the opposite in a downtrend. So up till this point over here, the price has been forming highs and lows, and a lower high and a lower low. But if we go up and break this last high, it means we have formed a low, most likely a high over here, then a lower low, and then a lower high, which means from this point onwards we'll be on our way to the upside. And this is the most likely scenario that I'm expecting for Lossless. Now tell me, what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Also share with me any other coin that you believe has a lot of potential and I should look at it in one of my upcoming videos. Thank you for sticking till the end, and if you're still listening, let me tell you that you're a very special viewer or subscriber. If you like this video, please give it a thumb up and share it if you think it's worth sharing. And until next video, stay safe and see you later.